Alright, well, let's continue, everyone.
The one who took her in after the incident was Daniel Clarkson, the next in line to succeed the Clarkson family.
Kanye Liver in the cut to me $1.30. Said nice to see you. Be sure to be cool. And my friend True West. I don't know what that means. Thanks for the tip. And Chive tipped $1. Thank you guys for a couple dollar tips there. I appreciate that. Oops. Okay.
He's the one that ended up raising her from that point onwards. Isn't fate strange? In the end, two people who were completely unrelated by blood ended up inheriting that house.
Yeah, you're right. But sometimes I wonder, what is family anyway? Go back far enough, we're all strangers to one another. We're talking countless generations, marriages and birth, you know.
Humans love to deify the rules they create. It's almost like that's been an unwritten law from the very start. This room paints such a bizarre picture.
No shit.
But upon closer look, I can see some strange sort of pattern to it all.
You do?
Was Morgan trying to recreate something with all this? If so, there must be a reason for all of these weird and hideous things.
Oh my god, yeah, look. A red rope?
Rope tied around a lighting fixture.
As if to try to make a symbol. See that?
What could it mean? I've seen the bedrooms of countless violent criminals.
Look
but
at that, it's supposed to look like PJ Clarkson.
Is on a completely different level.
Yeah, it's totally supposed to look like that. Servant of your chief said, behold the last stuttering hours of the Vestian Empire. Perhaps you're right.
It's beyond insane. I've seen the bedrooms of countless violent criminals, but this one is on a completely different level. It's beyond insane. When Helena Doman attacked the estate, he just happened to be somewhere else. Whether it was through luck or simple coincidence, that's how he managed to survive.
He showed up right after.
A woman so beautiful she felt like she could make it as an actress in Hollywood. And this is how she ended up. Sometimes it seems like God abandoned us humans a long time ago. I feel it more and more with each new case.
So apparently it's the strange trophy is what's going to trigger the next scene. So let's talk about everything else
Galena
first.
Clarkson went to California to become an actress. But things never took off for her, so she eventually returned home. Then she murdered her own daughter and ended up like this. Where did she go wrong?
She did manage to appear in a few movies, right?
Not as any characters with actual names.
Huh.
And never with much clothes on.
So that's the only value they saw in her, huh? Sorry, that was insensitive.
It's an everyday occurrence in that world.
Hollywood, it's fucked up.
She was also bullied a lot.
King Michael, the first Lion King's the only real one. All those Disney sequels are fake, except for like Frozen 2. They're all just fucking made for straight to video, straight to DVD movies that were nowhere near as good as the originals.
Bullied? How?
They'd cut up her costumes, her scripts, and even her own clothes.
What?
Everywhere she went. Then after 3 years of that, her stylist chopped off a chunk of her hair. By accident.
What?
Are you kidding me?
I did a little investigating on this. In the end, a self-titled big cheese producer tricked her. She almost ended up going into porn.
Oh my god.
Not hard to imagine what would have happened after that.
One witness said that after returning to Le Carré, she refused to use scissors to cut anything.
And how'd she cut stuff? Gorilla Pimp tipped $1.30. Said, don't worry, we're gonna make the vestry. We are geeked up. Do DSP panic. Alright, we're not gonna talk about this. I talked about it right before I started recording. I said we're not gonna make the entire stream about the vestry. Thank you for the $1 tip. Let's continue with the story, because it's weird enough, trust me.
You sure it's okay to press that?
Won't know until I try.
Let's see if it makes a symbol or something.
Hey, it's Woodstock.
The
Look,
big peace
a
symbol.
peace sign.
Yeah.
Love and peace, man. Even I can figure out what this is from. It's Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Grateful Dead, and Led Zeppelin. But I shouldn't have to explain it to a music nut like you, right?
That isn't a peace mark.
Oh.
It's upside down. You don't need to be a music nut to see that.
So what is it upside down?
What? Who says that's the top part? If you're looking from Lisa's head, this is the top part, making it a big, fat peace mark.
No, this is the ground.
Where's your proof?
The red seeds.
Huh.
Seeds go in the ground, right? That makes this wall the bottom. Lisa's head is clearly at the top. Period. Also, Agent Jones. Led Zeppelin never played at Woodstock.
Huh. Owned. Okay. So if that's the case, I want to see if it would let me look at something new, but it won't let me.
When Helena Doman returned home, someone must have let her inside.
You think that was her brother-in-law, Daniel?
I don't know.
Well, alligators did chomp his arm off. He probably had it in for old man PJ too. But, you know, I don't think he had anything to do with this.
Why not?
You're making it out to be more complicated than it really is. That's always the problem with people like you. Too smart for your own good.
Just get to the point.
Am I a progressive rock fan like Aaliyah? I don't even know what progressive rock is.
Professor R marched straight through the front door to the mansion. She arrived right at her destination using the quickest route possible without having to undergo a single security check.
I know. My question is, how was she able to do that?
She paid off everyone?
Because she's family. It doesn't matter if PJ disowned her. He never stopped loving his son. A father would never abandon his child, no matter how much they failed to fulfill his expectations. That's what being a parent is all about. Don't look at me like that. I know, I don't have a son myself, but I have a father. He's still back in my hometown, managing the printing plant my grandfather started. He'll be turning 80 soon.
Jeez.
He wanted me to take over the place, but as you can see, I'm out here. But I know how this whole thing works. Even though I haven't seen him in forever, the minute I go home, he'll welcome me with warm, open arms.
What did that have to do with anything? Nothing at all.
What's that?
A hunting trophy.
Why is it smoking a cigar?
I didn't mean to click there. Fuck.
It's probably supposed to represent Philip J. Clarkson's body.
And the elk
Yeah.
is...
Remember their heads were lodged in the fucking ceiling after the explosion? As odd and unlikely that was.
Helena Doman.
So that's why it's got such good taste in fashion. And this one is Galena Clarkson?
Why did he want to line up corpses that were killed in different places, all together in a single room? Red seeds?
Where do you get those seeds from?
He's representing a human with a hunting trophy made from an animal. I feel like I'm looking at a piece of modern art done in really bad taste.
Oh my god, it continues. What's that? The Greenville case files.
He was going back over the Le Carré case together with the Greenville case. Just as I thought, these two cases are connected.
Yeah, by the red tree, and apparently this guy, who was the one who brought the red tree seeds and sap and all that shit to both towns, and it made both towns get corrupted into this weird cultish shit.
But in a different way from what I originally thought.
Huh.
Anna Graham, the first victim of the Greenville case. Her body was found hanging from a tree,
Yeah, cut
like
open.
a goddess being worshipped in a sanctuary.
Ugh.
Meanwhile, Lise Clarkson was found on the bank of a river in an area that had been fashioned into an altar. The person who gruesomely ended the life of that young woman must be brought to justice.
I completely agree. They both still had their whole lives ahead of them.
The Le Carré case and the Greenvale case. According to my investigation, the one key that links both cases is Francis Zach Morgan. But if we look at the cases from his point of view, we see one more connection.
Hello, Big Papa Phil. How's it going, man? Good to see you tonight. We're hearing the conclusion of the game, but I don't know if we're going to finish it tonight. I heard there's 90 minutes left, and I've got less than an hour left now, so...
The red seeds are also present in both cases. I believed that he was the one who brought them to both towns. But maybe... No. Never mind.
She thought that maybe he was involved with the Red Seas, but it's not the case. We know it's this other fucking weird guy, the final boss of the first game, I guess.
He took in the daughter of the man who murdered his beloved wife and daughter. That's quite the feat. She planned a string of murders, all in order to restore the Clarksons to their former glory, right?
Yeah. According to Morgan's story. Matches up with the files, too.
Yeah, but it's so weird. They never explain what they meant by restore them to their former glory. If you're killing all of them off, how is that happening? And what about this goddess thing? It was never explained. It's just very odd, man. Right? It's always fucking odd. Okay.
But the only proof of that is the confession she privately gave to Morgan just before she died. Galena Clarkson was also murdered immediately after she confessed. Don't you think it's all a little too convenient?
Well, story-wise, yeah.
Little Big World Order fan did a 300-bit cheer. He says sometimes haters hate, but always Phil gets paid. I think that's winning. I mean, for me, it's not about getting paid. It's about having fun and putting out good streams. And then because of that, people like that and want to continue it and they contribute. It's not about I'm here to get the paycheck. You know, if that was the case, certainly you wouldn't see me doing this game. You wouldn't see me be doing half the stuff that I do. I'd be doing everything that could be a big partnership and collaboration or getting sponsorship. It's nothing like that at all for me. Okay?
And the sacrifices. None of the FBI's official records contain an example of an actual human sacrifice. Aside from the cases that Francis Zach Morgan handled, that is.
There are tons of examples of animal sacrifice, though. And remember the witch hunts back in the Middle Ages?
Meaning?
Meaning, there are always exceptions to the rule. And Morgan alluded to the existence of some sort of journal, right?
He did?
I think he said he read it in Professor R's lab.
That's right.
If we could find that, maybe this would all become easier to swallow.
Wouldn't that just been evidence, though? FBI evidence?
The report didn't mention anything about a journal.
Oh, never mind. He didn't document the existence of the journal.
And if it truly did exist, it surely would have been submitted as evidence. Unless he tried to cover it up on purpose.
Maybe he did.
Or?
Unless the journal never existed in the first place.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sure seems like our friend Daniel here was just destined to suffer. He crossed the entire continent and married into the Clarkson family, all for the sake of the woman he loved.
Well, there you go. VG Stuff says, if I just dyed my hair and screamed at the top of my lungs on stream, I would hit the vest goal much earlier every stream. I mean, it's very possible if I acted like a cartoon character. Sadly, my audience is not here to see a cartoon character, so...
Then the love of his life became a drug addict and ended up murdering their very own daughter. And she too was murdered as part of her big brother's conspiracy. Finally, in order to prove that he could take responsibility for the family, he gave up his right arm to his father-in-law.
That just makes no fucking sense.
Who got blown to bits soon afterwards. And to add insult to injury, all the inheritance went to PJ's secret heir. If I had to go through all that, I'm pretty sure I'd go crazy.
Derek, this is the end of the game. Apparently we've beaten all the gameplay of the game. It's just this epilogue, which is incredibly long, so...
I don't know.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
He found someone he loved so much. He moved across the entire continent just to be with her. That's beautiful. It also seems that he was eventually able to make an identity for himself and Le Carré as well. After I found his daughter's body, I interrogated him for a bit. When I told him we were gonna do an autopsy on her body, he didn't react violently in any way. I remember him looking relieved and tired. Kinda like someone who'd just woken up from a coma.
You know, we never got our explanation of who the giant was. Remember they said there was a giant person bigger than Avery? There was never any explanation of who the giant was. That's true. Dalboth Cheers says, have you ever played Beaten Kaitos? It was for GameCube. It was so long it took 2 days. It was still shorter than this conversation. No, I've never heard of it. Thank you for the cheer. FW3 just subscribed to the channel for 20 months in a row. Thank you, FW3, for 20 months of support. I appreciate that.
He was taught how to rule as a child, never confided in anyone, and married for purely political reasons. Then he prospered so much that he became powerful enough to rule an entire town on his own. But in the end, his own child betrayed him and ended his entire clan in a series of violent deaths. If that was your life, how would you look back on it?
Yeah, beats me. I wasn't born into a rich family, nor was I ever taught how to rule. And for what it's worth, I've also never knocked up a young ex-actress. But I guess the one thing we can say is that any good life needs balance. Get too hung up on one thing and you lose sight of everything else. And if you betray someone, you'll get betrayed too.
So, Quan, I don't know if I'll be playing Fire Emblem this week or not. We just gotta see how things pan out, man.
If someone thinks they can step all over people and then live out the rest of their life in peace, they're fooling themselves. We always get to see how those people end up in our line of work. In the end, they die horrible deaths. That is why pizza is the only thing I trust.
Oh, this again?
Pizza never betrays you.
Oh my god. I just had to be wearing the pizza shirt.
This case took place in Lucare and centered around the Clarksons. Oppressive authority, cross purposes, madness, and love. But Katrina took the truth along with many innocent lives and buried it all at the bottom of the swamp. But there's one truth that can never be washed away. This all started with the death of a young girl.
So that's crazy, you know, in a major multi-murder situation. And then as the whole thing was unfolding, apparently Katrina swept through and destroyed everything everywhere, so everyone just forgot all about it. That's kind of fucking weird, isn't it?
I think she's the biggest mystery out of all the people involved with the Lucare case. How could she agree to kill her own daughter, then herself?
And who actually killed her? Was it Melvin? Probably, because he's in charge of the jail, right? So he's the one who did it.
It's hard to imagine ever being okay with that, no matter how depressed I became. The 16-year-old girl who was murdered in Lucare in 2005. After that, she remained frozen for 14 years, waiting for someone to discover her. I was the one who found her, which means I have a duty to lay her soul to rest.
Also, there's a dead animal's body right there. What the hell?
Why did she believe what Professor R told her? The whole blood purge story. There's no way anyone in their right mind would ever believe that.
You got a point.
No matter how badly all the bullying must have broken her heart. I just find it too hard to believe. Don't you?
Yeah. But you shouldn't think too hard about it.
Why not?
Human beings don't make sense. We always do things that can't be explained with common logic. Especially when it concerns our parents, children, and siblings.
That doesn't satisfy me. No matter how irrational an action may be, I want to know exactly why that person made such an irrational decision. Otherwise, what hope do we have?
You're never gonna be in a situation where everything makes perfect sense. Just stop sticking your nose so deeply into everything. That's my advice, as an old guy who's lived twice as long as you.
Wow.
You and I are nothing alike. You decided to give up on your life and spend the rest of your time on Earth sitting around and playing Sudoku.
Nah! He got owned. PD Piranha to the $1.30 said, what happens when the vestry ends? I'll tell you. I don't know. I don't know. Because I have not made any plans for when it ends, what we do. Do we reboot it? Do we stop it? But I don't want this end of this game to be all about it. So please stop talking about it unless you're going to do something about it. Okay? Vest Street to the $1.30 said, any chance you can play Donkey Kong 64 or Street Fighter 5? No and no. Do you like One Punch Man? I think your favorite character would be Prisoner. He reminds me of you. He's a badass angel style. I've seen like 2 episodes of the anime, and that's it. So I really don't know much about it outside of like the very intro stuff of the anime. Okay? Alright. Continuing on.
Everyone thinks that the principal thing to the tree is the fruit. But in point of fact, the principal thing to it is the seed. Now I know why Lise Clarkson was murdered first.
Why?
Lisa's death was Professor R having second thoughts.
Huh?
According to Morgan, her plan was to perform parricide and filicide, then commit suicide. Those were the 3 deaths necessary to complete the ritual, remember?
Okay.
Which means she technically could have killed Patricia first. That would have been the best way to delay any interference from the Clarksons themselves. The reason she didn't kill Patricia first is because Lena was actually following a different plan inside her own mind. Or perhaps she merely changed her plan as she followed through with it. At some point, new emotions started to take root within her. She had second thoughts about something. And in order to shake those off, she used Galena to kill Lise first, in order to cut off any possible escape. But that only made her plan move ahead quicker than she could have ever imagined, which forced her to rush right up to the end with those misgivings always in the back of her mind.
I don't understand what she's trying to say here. She changed the plan so she killed Lise instead of Patty first? I don't get that. Mario did tip the $1.30 says, don't worry, I will save the streak. Well, thank you for the $1 tip. I appreciate that. Okay.
Huh? Wait, hold on. Yeah, you lost me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you lost me too. I don't get it.
In other words,
Yes.
at some point, Helena Doman decided that she wanted to make Patricia the next heir.
Oh, so she changed her mind. First she was going to murder Patricia. Then she decided Patricia would be the next heir instead.
The blood purge wasn't for the goddess of fertility. It was for their daughter, Patricia.
What? So is that why when Melvin was freaking out and he saw the ghost of Lena, Lena told him it's okay. And he's like, oh, it's all right. Well, then never mind. It's okay. Bye. He drowned or whatever. What the hell?
Wait, are you saying Helena knew from the start that Sheriff Woods would die with Candy?
That's the only explanation I can think of.
And that makes no sense. How'd you know lightning was gonna hit the fucking boathouse and burn them to death? What the f...
Huh.
Remember, this is only assuming that everything Morgan told us was true. Until I can trust that man, this is all nothing more than conjecture.
I don't get it.
Considering how insane this all is, it sounds perfectly believable to me.
Wait, what's this? No way. We're going back? We're going back to the past? I thought we were done. Hungan! Hungan! He's returned, yes! We get to see him again. Hello, Hungan.
Zach Morgan.
He's got a marvelous snake around his fucking neck.
Me?
Hell yeah.
Oh, cat got your tongue. Understood.
Finally get to talk to Hungan.
You know why I'm here, don't you?
Fuck
Surely,
no.
you must know what this means. To commemorate our reunion, allow me to give you another oracle.
Another oracle.
The contract, once signed, will last for eternity. But only in the presence of true love. Did you hear that?
Zach? Zach did hear it.
Good. It's been a while since I felt this.
What, the snake crawling up your
You
butt?
know, there's hardly anyone in this era who can see me like you can. And they've been dropping like flies since you first came to see me.
Oh, the Clarksons could see him?
Breaks my heart.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
We don't have much time. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, what the fuck's going on? Shui1994 cheers said I just beat the second Velumental. You're gonna have fun with that one. He's talking about Paper Mario that I'm playing on other streams. Very nice. Alright, is Patricia safe?
Excellent. You pass. You haven't changed, Francis Zach Morgan. But that question isn't for me to answer. Go and see it with your own eyes. Oh, time's up.
Oh no, no more Hungan?
We'll have to finish this during our next reunion.
Alright. Goodbye, Hungan. Goodbye. Well, FYI, everyone, I've got about a half an hour left on the stream. That is it. That is all that is left, guys, just so you know. Alright.
Oh, this is bad.
Huh? What's bad? Failed to apprehend target? Target escaped with hostage. Whereabouts unknown.
Agent Jones, what is this referring to?
Avery Smith kidnapped Patricia Clarkson and escaped.
It was Avery Smith, the giant guy, who kidnapped Patricia Clarkson, huh? Okay. Dalbach just did $4.20 and says, DSP Pepe in chat for the vest streak? Huh? So everybody's saying, do the Pepe emote in chat for the vest streak. Gotcha. Alright, we're up to $16 of tips, guys, with 30 minutes left. Okay, let's continue. So, Avery Smith actually kidnapped them, so the whole time they were here looking for her, she wasn't here.
Avery Smith? The vault manager? Why would he kidnap Patricia? Tell me what's going on right now.
Well...
Answer me, Jones.
The fairy!
I made a deal with Morgan.
What?
Back when he took me to the bathroom.
Ah, I told you there's something with that bathroom trip.
What? What?
Morgan said something to me. If we want to find Patricia, we need to look at Avery Smith.
Have you lost your mind?
What he said made sense.
D-Train just gave it a sub to Garbage Gamer TV. Congrats, Garbage Gamer. Thank you, D-Train, for the support.
Ever since 2005, Avery's been working deep inside that cold storage warehouse. He was also arrested in the past for getting too friendly with Lise Clarkson.
Oh, he was?
And after Katrina, he apparently worked on renovating the warehouse for free. What if that allowed him to freely modify the warehouse as he pleased? That would explain why her body remained missing for 14 whole years. Then, I did a little check and found out that he never went back to work after Christmas vacation ended.
So what? Why would you trust him?
I don't. I just decided it was worth investigating, that's all. So, I sent 2 agents to Avery's house without telling anyone. I just called in a favor from an old friend in the New Orleans branch.
No one gave you clearance for that. You think you can just...
But what if Morgan's telling the truth? If he is, we're both gonna look like total clowns. Clowns who went barging into a former agent's house on completely unfounded suspicions. HQ will have a field day with us. They'll string us up as the 2 dumbest agents to have ever graced the field. I just wanted to take some precautions. And besides, if he is lying, it's still no skin off our backs. Right? If things work out, we'll end up solving a difficult case that's been driving everyone crazy. Imagine that. You and me, just the 2 of us, solving a case like this. I'll be able to jump ship on this crappy job. And you'll be able to freely investigate all things San Rouge, just like you've always wanted.
Sleepy Reader has subscribed to the channel for 20 months. Thank you for the resub, Sleepy Reader. Appreciate that.
Besides, you know that Morgan is Director Abraham's favorite. Even if we get into some sort of trouble, if Morgan testifies to Abraham's for us, we'll totally be in the clear.
I don't care. This isn't the way things are supposed to be done.
Well, I'm sorry, but I had no other choice. You were so engrossed in this, and come on, you know how I am. Besides, saving the hostage should take priority above all else. There's no time for squabbling. We need to find Avery Smith no matter what it takes.
But how?
Well...
Thanks to your heroic maneuvers, we just lost our suspect.
I know, but...
I know how to find him.
Oh! Of course.
I should be able to see the other world, the way I am now. Just let me go, please.
Morgan?
It's okay, my fairy. I know I can convince them.
Oh my god. What is this fairy? It's a budding rat corpse? So it's the corpse of a rat with a plant growing out of it.
Definitely not the best thing for them to see right now. If I saw that during an investigation, I wouldn't be able to stay calm and listen to someone either.
What the fuck?
Simon's lost in thought. What will his next move be? Will he follow the plan? Or... Aaliyah Davis. She's... Who wouldn't be
Oops.
after seeing this room?
Damn it. I hate pressing the button too early. It says she's on edge. Simon's what's gonna advance, so...
I found the first one last autumn. A dead rat with a bud coming up out of its stomach, just like this one.
Shout out to FW3 who did a 100-bit cheer and said, guess Simon doesn't know you never button both buttons on a 2-button suit jacket. Fashion? You think he knows anything about fashion? I mean, really, I didn't know that either, but... Ludwig World Order fan now did a 548-bit cheers to stay calm and stay back. Alright, Ludwig World Order fan. Thank you for the cheer. Appreciate that. Okay.
A rat ate a red seed, died, and the bud sprouted.
So wait, is that what they're saying the goddess was? Like Candy had eaten these red seeds, and then they pumped her full of the San Rouge or whatever it's called, and she was supposed to die, and the plant was supposed to grow out of her or some crazy shit?
Honestly, it shocked me. Up until this point, I'd only ever seen red seeds, saplings, and big trees. So I decided to grow one of my own.
What are you talking about?
I needed to solve the mystery of the red trees.
Yeah, they were even in the first game too.
Why do they exist? But all of my sprouts died without ever growing the tiniest bit. Forget about a big tree. I couldn't even grow a single sapling.
So you kept experimenting.
2 days after the seed enters a rat, it takes the rat's life. On the 3rd day, a bud sprouts up, then grows to that size after 5 more. I tested this on 137 corpses.
In only a few months?
But I was never able to grow a bud any larger than this size. I still remember what he told me. Apparently, there's a special trick to making these grow.
He's talking about the fat guy. I forgot his name again. Well, I love De Niro. To $4.20. Let's keep the streak going for the Horde. You're the hardest working man. Much love from Texas. All right, thank you for the tip. Gets us up to $20 of tips with about 20 minutes left on the stream tonight. It's not looking good, guys. It's really not. And I can't stay late, so I guess this is it. All right.
You're totally insane.
Sounds pretty insane.
Maybe. Please, Halia Davis, let me go. This is our case to finish.
No, you aren't an agent anymore.
But you don't know how to find him. Neither of you ever could.
Shout out to Extra Cheese who resub for 31 months. He said cheese fries with bacon and mayo. That sounds absolutely disgusting. Thanks for the resub.
Oh, I'll find him. I swear on my pride as an active agent that I won't give up until I do.
That won't get you anywhere. It's beyond you.
Shut up. You think we can't find him, but you can. Just how stupid do you think we are? If you want us to believe you, then it's about time you showed us some proof.
I don't have much time left. I'm pretty sure that's why I can see the other world now. I'd lost that sense ever since the Greenvale incident, but it's back now.
Really? So ever since Greenvale, which was what, 2010? Or was it 2012? I think it was 2010. He's never been able to see the other world, so it's been like almost a decade.
Please, will you just trust me? Come on, Simon. You'll trust me, won't you?
What?
No, Agent Jones. Remember the warning I gave you at the very beginning? You can't let him take control of the conversation.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh my god.
Helena Doman, aka Professor R.
Oh, what the hell? The vicissitudes of fortune in her complicated life only added more intricacies to the Le Carre case? Why'd they cut that dialogue out? That doesn't reference her previous name or anything.
She's the one who gave the red tree a chance to take root inside her.
Yeah. Weird.
A strange man was stalking Lise.
Yeah, who was it? We don't know
And
yet.
Patricia resembled Lise so much that I once confused them for a moment. Meaning it would be no surprise if the same man went after Patricia. Why didn't I think of that until now? A lot of time's passed since I last saw Patricia. If I hadn't gone back to Le Carre, she probably would have never been kidnapped.
So he did go back to Le Carre. He just admitted it.
I dragged her back into her cursed destiny.
Huh. He just admitted it.
Hey, Belle. Your hypothesis was pretty much on the mark. Last week, I went back to Le Carre.
He's admitting it now.
Then I bought a used car and got on a train in Trenton. But not for the reason you think. I wasn't stalking Patricia. And I'd never try to kidnap her.
Then why would you go there? Why would you risk so much, especially since you knew that you were under surveillance?
Because, once again, I'm chasing Sang Rouge.
Sang Rouge?
Even after I quit the FBI, I continued to study the red trees on my own. And now, I've come to the conclusion that those red seeds and Sang Rouge both come from the same roots. I also found proof that someone's inherited the original recipe.
Oh?
That's why I flew to Le Carre, to confirm my suspicions. But I was more powerless than I ever could have imagined. I couldn't move like I used to. No badge, no gun.
I mean, you didn't really have a gun the first time either.
So, after wandering aimlessly around town, I swallowed down my torment and my weakness and left.
You expect me to believe that?
I know you've got it in you.
What's that supposed to mean?
You found Lise Clarkson's body. The one thing I never did. And only a few days after discovering the body, you came to visit me. You should be fully capable of discerning that what I'm telling you is the truth.
Talking much about oneself can also be a means to conceal oneself. You can't trick me.
Okay. Okay, now what? I mean, it's crazy he just admitted it, though. He just admitted that he did go there, but he said not to kidnap her, but he was investigating more of the fucking San Rouge.
You said that she was the mastermind behind the tragedies in Lucare. That her convictions about the Clarkson bloodline are what started it all.
Yes, that's right.
She instigated her younger sister into killing her own niece. Then she committed suicide immediately after killing her father, hoping that Sheriff Woods would be able to complete her plan. How could one call such an unpredictable series of events a plan? And as we saw, Sheriff Woods chose a fate that was completely different from what she envisioned.
No, he didn't. In the end, things went exactly as she planned.
So she had planned all that to go down that way so that Patricia would inherit everything?
What do you mean?
At a certain point, she realized that her plan was wrong. So, she tried to adjust things, using me as a pawn. But then, the unexpected happened. She and I both underestimated what Avery was capable of.
Huh?
That's why I'm here right now trying to convince you, in order to save Patricia's life.
I'm still confused. I still don't
If your
understand
story
it.
is true, then why did Avery Smith kidnap Patricia?
Patricia resembles Lise. I even got them confused once. And Lise reported being stalked by a 10-foot man.
That's Avery Smith?
Exactly.
But he's only 6'7" at best. His physical characteristics don't match the person you're talking about.
I once concluded the very same thing,
Yeah, even said there's no way he could reach the light.
but now I know. That was definitely Avery.
How?
He protected Lisa's body for the past 14 years. Until you discovered his sleeping beauty.
So after losing Lisa's body, he kidnapped Patricia as a replacement? That's ridiculous. Is that really what you think happened? Even if Avery did possess that sort of mentality, it doesn't make sense. If Lise was really that important to him, he would have tried to steal her back. Not now, maybe, but certainly after she was buried.
Would you be able to go on worshipping a goddess who had been defiled by so many hands? That ice was a barrier, a shield that separated the divine from our world.
I'm so confused. I don't get it. Ugh.
The man who built up the Clarkson Empire. He must have been able to withstand unfathomable pressure and accusations while constantly spilling human blood. The more I learned about him, the more I felt like he was completely beyond my reach. He possessed an impeccable mind. I can still remember that even now.
SR rapper? What is that?
Avery showered me with key
Oh, the
words.
rapper of the drugs.
Smarty pants scientist, research, and lab. Why didn't I pick up on any of it? If shallow prejudice is what prevented me from taking his words seriously, then I truly am a failure as an agent. No, I know why. I was still immature as a human being.
Huh? I don't understand what he's saying. I don't understand what he's saying by that. He's saying that Avery was giving him clues all along?
That's the eerie drum that Pastor Tyrone gave to me.
Oh, that's what that is. He still has it.
The pressed flower I took from the hotel bathroom is still right on top, and it hasn't even wilted.
It hasn't wilted.
Maybe it really was blessed with some sort of holy power. Nah.
Nah.
What is this drum? Please don't tell me it was a tool they planned to use for the blood purge.
Sharp eyes as usual, Belle.
Nah.
No. It was part of an even darker ritual. I can't even bring myself to say its name.
The food, right? You wanted to feed it God, what do you call it? The Lord hungers, right?
It was far more important to our case. And far more horrible, if you can believe it.
What?
No, that's just a drum. A drum made from 3 empty cans, animal skins, and a fragrant pressed flower.
Like I said, what is it?
Carl Jr. just tipped $5 and never understood why Morgan didn't think Avery could just use a stepladder to reach the light. I mean, I guess it makes sense. But there was always the thing that people were saying there was some giant man in town that was stalking Lise, right? And that's why they thought that it couldn't have been him, that there was someone else who was actually taller, which makes no sense. I mean, who's 10 feet tall in real life, right? That's actually, Calder Jr., that's actually the biggest tip of the night. And FYI, ladies and gentlemen, only 10 minutes left on the stream. In 10 minutes, I have to stop playing, and I cannot go any later. So this is it. This is the end of the streak. So I guess what I'll say is this. Thank you for over 4 awesome months of overwhelming support. I appreciate it. It has helped me out a lot. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know if on Wednesday we start over. I have 5 vests. I just introduced 2 vests to the stream that you guys seem to really like. I literally just added a new vest emote today because you guys liked it so much. So I don't know if we just started over or if that's the end, because, you know, if it ends tonight, which looks like it's going to, I doubt that the gimmick is going to continue. People will be like, oh, well, it ended. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. You know, it sucks, but it is what it is. So, that's it, guys. Let's continue 10 more minutes.
Maybe it's a souvenir?
What? You expect me to believe that?
What, the drum? Stupid. Alright, let's talk about the rapper.
You said that someone inherited the Sang Rouge recipe, didn't you? Is that someone Avery Smith?
It has to be.
So he thinks that Avery Smith has the drug recipe now?
Avery used to help Professor R do research in secret.
M. Redding to me $4.20 and says, you're my main man, Phil. Thank you, M. Redding. It's the $29 in tips for tonight. Okay.
What? Well, that wasn't in the report.
I only realized it just now. The moment I spilled my coffee on the floor. Avery revealed that he was helping with some sort of research.
He had said that? I think he did in his dialogue.
But at the time, I let his confession go in one ear and out the other. Now that I look back on it, I realize it was solid proof that he was helping her produce Sang Rouge.
Okay.
What makes you think that?
He had free access to the deepest parts of the cold storage warehouse.
Right?
Oh. Wait.
Meaning...
Sang Rouge needs to be produced in an extremely cold environment.
Exactly. Aaliyah Davis. You already considered this possibility, didn't you? That's why you investigated the cold storage warehouse as soon as you got to Lucare. In order to locate where Sang Rouge was being made. Then, you came across Lisa's body by pure chance.
I knew this was gonna happen. It's hard for me to even concentrate because everyone in stream chat's going nuts about the goddamn streak. What I'm nervous
Melvin's
about...
cheerful exterior betrayed all the
I didn't mean to do
darkness
that.
that lurked within him.
What I'm actually nervous about is I don't know if this game is saving any of this because there's been no indication you can save or stop playing. Like, what if you need to stop playing right now? What the fuck happens? You have to redo the whole segment? Because I'm done. In 6-7 minutes, I'm done. So I don't even know what to do here.
His happy-go-lucky personality was probably just his way of coping with reality. It all makes sense. Now I understand why he kept insulting Lena. The Greenvale case. It awoke me. And also stole my irreplaceable best friend from me.
Now we thought it had stolen Zach from him, then why is York missing in this future?
If it weren't for that case, I might still be an FBI agent.
So that case ended his ability to be an agent? It did?
But the case dealt such a blow to me. shattered all those dreams.
Sayo the Stream says it should be auto-saving. I hope so. I hope it's auto-saving. I don't want to do this whole segment over again, man.
Aaliyah's smart. She's top class, even within the FBI. She must understand that what I'm saying makes sense. The problem is that she's too smart. The way she is now, she'll refuse to accept anything that can't be explained with logic.
Yeah, I agree. 4 months of the vest was awesome, but what are you gonna do? Alright, I guess, wait, is there anything else? Greenvale case files.
Who do you think benefited most from the Greenvale case?
No one benefited from it.
You look going nuts. What happened? Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, AWC Great just tipped $71. AWC Great tipped $71, and then, Finger in My Biffy, Finger in My Biffy tipped $5. So AWC Great took $71 and not on my watch. So that makes AWC Great the biggest tipper of the night. We went from a $5 tip to a $71 tip as the biggest tipper of the night. It's just so fucking funny. When people go nuts in the stream chat about it, it's hilarious. So that gets us to the $100, but then Finger in My Biffy tipped $5. It said, I arrive in perfect condition. I recommend it. I don't know what the fuck that means at all. But we are on $105 of tips tonight. And the vest streak somehow stays alive with 4 minutes left on the stream and hits a 208. I have absolutely no idea how that happened. Alright. Dalbatis Chase says this vest streak is caused by panic to skyrocket. Can we get overtime to calm my nerves? What are you talking about? It's already, the vest streak is already continued. Why are you nervous? Alright, so we're gonna have a whopping 3 minutes of a vest. Here we go. Alright. So thank you, obviously. Thank you, AWC Great, for the ginormous, generous tip and saving the vest streak tonight. Thank you very much. I'm sure everyone is grateful, just like me, to see the vest streak continue. Ring Dude just cheered 95 bits. Thank you, Ring Dude. Alright, let's finish this conversation. That's going to be it for tonight.
Many lives were lost. That's all.
You really believe that?
Everyone who survived was overcome with sadness, scarred for life.
Without exception?
Without exception. Isn't that right, my fairy?
I feel like you're the one person who benefited from the case.
What?
You were able to add a new chapter to your stunning career and earned unshakable trust from the chief.
Yeah, but he said he quit his career after that.
That's what allows you to go on using his intel network as you please, even though you're retired.
Are you seriously suggesting that?
Huh.
Sickness is destroying my body. I feel like I'm on the verge of losing my mind. Yet, somehow, I'm unable to forget the cases connected to those seeds. Whittling down what's left of my life, chasing them. You really think I'm doing all this for nothing but self-interest? Is that really what you're saying?
Yeah, so you're usually accusing him. Kind of messed up.
Melvin wasn't the Fool King.
What?
Many different characters pop up in Lena's journal, and I mistook one of them for someone else.
So she thought Melvin was the Fool King, but he wasn't?
What are you talking about?
The Fool King maybe was him?
After Simon hit me and I fainted, I had a dream. Now I'm convinced I'm the Fool King.
Ah.
The Fool King was always meant to be an outsider who suddenly arrived in Lucare. And the man she felt a need to eliminate wasn't me, but Avery.
Huh.
Lena realized her plan was on the verge of falling apart. She also guessed that I would be able to save Patricia from Melvin. The one worry that remained in her heart was leaving Patricia behind, and how her life would play out from that point on. Especially since she would be left behind with Avery, a large, childlike man who's beyond anyone's control. She wrote that journal entry hoping that I, the Fool King, would be capable of stopping Avery. And she wrote it in a specific way in order to try and rouse me to action.
But he misinterpreted it.
Lena and Melvin both entrusted me with their daughter. So please, just let me go. It's my duty to protect her.
This is so dumb because, like, if that's the case, right? Why the hell, if you really are counting on him to protect Patty and solve the case and stop everything from happening, like, you don't want Avery to have further interference with Patty, why not just say it? Why not just literally write it down and say, Avery is a threat to Patty, be sure that he doesn't do anything to her. Instead, you make the Fool King and all this weirdo shit, and he's supposed to interpret it, and then he screws up and misinterprets it, right? Alright, well, what sucks about this is there seems to be no way for me to save. I'm hoping the game auto-saved, because this whole thing's been an hour-long cutscene, over an hour long, right? And there's no way for me to, like, save the game. I really hope it say auto-saved as if it was suggested here. If not, what I'll probably do is I'm probably going to go crazy next time around playing it. If I have to go through this whole segment again, I'm just going to mash the buttons like this to try to turbo through it. Now, in reality, what you can do is use that site in order to see what you need to do to advance that scene anyway. So I can just skip all the superfluous shit and just go turboing through it, right? I just really hope that it saved the game, because I can't, you know, my wife's going to be playing Animal Crossing. I'm playing Mario on Wednesday. I'm not playing this again until Thursday, so I can't leave this suspended or whatever. It's got to be closed. So let's hope that it saved all that. I hope, and let's hope that when I resume, we can see the conclusion. It seems like people are saying roughly 30 to 40 minutes left. So what I'll more than likely do is do a conclusion stream later this week to end the plot, and then we'll just have like a hangout session, like an hour of just Q&A or just chilling on the stream when I play this again later in the week. Okay? Fair enough? Alright. So ladies and gentlemen, first of all, that was close. Thank you to AWC Great, of course, everyone else who contributed as well. But thank you to AWC Great for that very generous tip to get us to hit the tips goal and continue the vest streak tonight. That was the closest we've ever been by far. That was within 5 minutes of the end of the stream. Thank you for watching the playthrough. It seems like this is it. I think that's all the gameplay left, which is pretty crazy. We're just going to watch cutscenes till the end of the game. So this will conclude later this week on a late night stream. Alright, so thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you later this week for the conclusion. Very nice.